In this video, I'm going to show you how to modify text so it has multiple font families, styles, and colors as well in one text layer. So you see I already have kind of like my magazine article typed out, and it's in a pretty plain font right now. So first thing I want to do is make sure I have my type layer selected and my type tool selected. You notice when I bring my cursor over to the artboard, it kind of has a little bounding box around it and also a little black arrow. That means there's no text there for me to select. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over the text that I want to. Now you see it changes to a regular cursor icon that we're used to seeing when it comes to using text in Word or anything else. So if I want to change just one thing, first I'm going to click on my text to make sure I have that available to select. Next, let's say I want to make her name a lot bigger. So I'm just going to select just her name, and I'm going to come up here to my font size. Now, 72 is the largest option they will give you, but you can also type in whatever font size you would like. So I'm just going to kind of guess maybe 125. That might be a touch too big, so maybe I'll go for 115. I think that looks a little bit better. So also what I can do is this font is a very thin font, and I wanted her name to pop a little bit more for my article title. So I'm going to select her name again. And this time with this particular font, I do have other options, which are right here, which gives you your bold, your italic, your bold italic. Now, depending on the font you have selected, sometimes those will be there, sometimes they won't. So let's go ahead and I'm going to select a bold font there. And maybe actually I want to change the font family in general. So maybe I'm going to come over here, and maybe that's not quite bold enough. Maybe I want something that's going to stand out a little bit more. So I can look at my different fonts until I find something I'm happy with. Perfect. So now that I have that in a different font family, I'll kind of bring it down a little bit. Let's say I also want to change the color of her name so it stands out a little bit. And I want to pull from that particular image. So what I can do is again highlight her name, come up here to my text color, which right now is white because that's what color my text is. I'm going to click on that, and I could select any color from here that I would like, or if I bring my cursor over to my artboard, I have a little eyedropper which is going to sample colors from my picture. So if I go ahead and click, let's say I want a red from her lipstick. I actually like that red right off the first click. It's nice and bright, so I'm going to click OK. Maybe now I'm going to move on to the article title right here. So again, that's pretty thin. So maybe the bold would be good for that. And then maybe I want to change opens. Maybe I want to make that like a bold italic. And maybe I'd like to make it a little bit larger. Not too much, but we want to bring some attention to that. So maybe I'll do 100. And you know what? Maybe I'll go ahead and change the up as well. So we're going to change that to 100. And it's going to be the bold italic. Now, my font's a little hard to read because it's white and there is some white in the background. So what I might want to do is once I'm done changing it up, I'm going to come over here to this little FX, which is for our layer styles. I'm going to click on that and do blending options. And maybe I just want to add just a little bit of a drop shadow, not much, but just enough you see it already made it pop. And I really don't want to change my settings too much, but if I did want to, you can click here and here are your drop shadow settings. There's also different things that you can choose from as well, but that works for me. I don't want to do too much to that. And then, you know, you can kind of play around with where you place it as well. I do like it right there to get started. So that's some ways to modify your text to kind of give it a little bit more pizzazz or brings more attention to particular items in your article title.